everyone, I'm Megan. Welcome to Pilates in the Grove online. This is a 20-minute post-recovery stretching session after a run or a walk. We're going to help you cool down, get your legs nice and stretched out, and get you ready for the rest of the day. The only equipment you're going to need is a small towel. If you have a yoga strap or a stretching strap, even better. So go ahead and find a nice clean place to stretch. You're going to go ahead to go to the back of your space, and you're going to very slowly roll down one vertebra at a time, taking your time, rolling down the spine, letting your head hang. Shake your head no, shake your head yes, and then you're going to slowly roll up, stacking your spine one vertebra at a time, and then let's do that again. And as you exhale, roll down the spine, curling, relaxing one vertebra at a time, and then shake your head no, shake your head yes. Try to straighten your legs, take a big breath in, big breath out, and then roll up, stacking one vertebra at a time. One more time. Let's take an inhale, exhale, roll down. This time we're going to stay down. Rolling down the spine, unstacking. Shake the head no, shake the head yes, and then slowly walk the hands forward on your mat into a downward facing dog. You're going to walk one heel down and then the next, just pedaling here in place. Feel one heel coming down and then the next. And you're just stretching out the back of your calves, walking in place for 3, for 2, for 1, and then you're going to hold here in downward facing dog, pressing your thighs back towards the wall behind you, lengthening, sending your hips back. Take another breath, and then slowly come down onto your hands and your knees. Let's take a cat and cow stretch. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, round your back. And then inhale, heart up, tailbone up. Exhale, round. And then inhale, send your heart up and your tailbone up. Let's do that 3 more times. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. As you exhale, draw your navel into spine. Exhale, round up, and then sit back slightly and enjoy that stretch across your mid-back and low back. Take another breath. And then come forward. You're going to go ahead and take a folded up towel if you have it and place it underneath one of your knees and take your other foot forward. And here we are in a lunge. We're going to lunge forward and lunge back. Just take your time here. Just pulsing forward and back, beginning to open up the front of the hip for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And you're going to bring your front shin to perpendicular, your hands to your hips, and you're going to tuck your tailbone under. And you're going to feel a nice stretch in your hip flexors in the front of the thigh. When we're running, when we're walking, we're driving the leg forward and up, and this stretch opens up the front of the hip. Let's pause and breathe. Tuck your tailbone under, and then slowly take the arms out, palms forward, inhale up, and gaze where the ceiling meets the wall in front of you in this stretch. Nice, even breath. We're going to be here for a few rounds of breath. Awesome. And then very slowly lower the arms. You're going to take your right hand to the floor, take your left hand to the floor, and you're going to tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee. So I'm hugging my left leg to the inside of my left side. And I'm breathing and I'm trying to square my hips and keep them nice and low. Go ahead and take a few more breaths here. Work your thigh bones in opposite directions for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then place your knee back down on the ground. You're going to plant your left hand, and you're going to spin your left arm up into a knee down twist. Now, if you have the mobility, you could bend at the elbow, put your hand in your opposite back pocket, and further twist. If your neck hurts, look straight ahead or even look down at the floor back at your right hand. Let's take a few breaths here. And slowly unfurl, and you can come back down. And now we're going to deepen that stretch in the hip by lowering first to the outside elbow, and then if you can, lowering to the inside elbow and hugging the knee in towards your shoulder. Breathe. For 3, for 2, and for 1, and then come back up. Very good. And then we're going to change sides. So if you are using padding, go ahead and put it under the other knee, bring your other foot forward, and we're going to rock forward and back. Just taking your time here in the stretch. You'll notice as you stretch more regularly that the differences between right and left become less extreme. You'll be able to notice how your body's changing as you work with your stretching over time. The next time that you bring your leg perpendicular, you want to climb it. Set both hips down, facing forward, and then if you can, inhale the arms up. And we're going to hold and breathe here. Tuck the pelvis under, open up the front of the left hip, that hip flexor that was working hard during your run. Want to stretch it and open it. Let's take a few more breaths. For 3, for 2, for 1, and then slowly bring the hands down to the inside edge of the right foot. So I'm hugging with my right knee the outside edge of my right shoulder, and it's super glued together. I'm going to tuck my back toes under, lift my back knee, and now I'm working my thighs in opposite directions. Huge hip opener, big stretch here, breathe. If this is difficult for you, you can of course use yoga blocks or a small stool to place your hands on to lessen the intensity of the stretch. Let's take 3 more breaths. For 3, for 2, 1 more breath. Let's slowly lower our back knee. You're going to leave your left hand on the floor, and you're going to spin your right arm up into a knee down twist. Now, if you have the shoulder flexibility, you could bend at the elbow and place your hand in your back pocket and rotate. I could gaze at the ceiling, straight ahead, or down at my left hand based on how my neck feels. Go with how your body's feeling today. Take a few more breaths here. We've got nice rotation in the upper back, hip stretch, 2, 1 more big breath, awesome. And then unfold, come back the way you came. Let's go for that deeper stretch now. Lower your left elbow to kiss the mat and see if you can lower your right elbow too. And we're working in that deep hip flexion. Breathe, squeezing your knee towards your shoulder. For 3, for 2, 1 more breath, and then you're going to come up. Let's change legs. Now the left leg is in front, and I'm going to walk my foot towards the front of my mat for a hamstring stretch. I'm going to peel my toes off the ground. I'm going to sit my backside back and balance on my fingertips. And I'm pulling the toes towards my nose. I'm squeezing the thigh muscles of my forward leg, and this is going to help to stretch the hamstrings in the back of the thigh. And I'm breathing. Keep sitting your hips back. Keep squeezing the muscle to bone, the front thigh. For 3, for 2, and 1. Fantastic. Let's change legs. Move your padding if you're using padding. Let's send the right foot forward And you're gonna crawl the foot forward to the front edge of your mat and then pull the toes up, squeeze the thigh, and then hinge your hips back behind you to enjoy that hamstring stretch. And breathe. I'm thinking about placing my stomach on my thigh more than taking like my head to my shin. I'm really in a nice big hinged position, and I'm pulling my toes actively towards my nose. Let's breathe. 3, 2, one more nice breath in and out. And then I'm going to slowly replace the leg. Good. Let's get into the glutes and hips with pigeon pose. I'm going to bring my hands in front of me. I'm going to slide my left knee in front. I'm going to slide my right leg back, and I'm going to externally rotate just a little bit. So I've got my left heel in front of my right hip. And from here, I'm going to slowly begin to come down towards the mat onto my forearms. My hips, as you can see, are level. So I'm not rolling to the side. I'm keeping my hips flush with the mat. If this is comfortable for you, you could try tucking your back toes under and lifting your back knee to further settle your hips towards the floor. And then relax. Let's breathe here in this pigeon pose. I feel a deep stretch in my left glute, my left hip. One more breath. To come out, place your hands on the floor under your shoulders, press the floor away, and do a little back bend for me. Taking your shoulders away from your ears, elongating, take a breath. Tuck the back toes under, switch, and bring the other leg in front. And you want that heel in front of your hip. Square your hips so that you're not rolling or collapsing to the side, and then slowly lower down one forearm at a time. If this pose is really difficult for you, you could adapt it by putting some pillows from your couch, just like firmer pillows than a bed pillow, underneath the hip to fill in the space or gap. That's a nice way of working your way into the pigeon. Let's breathe. And if you're able to, why don't you try tucking your back toes under, lifting your back knee, and then settling down again, and see if you can go a little deeper into the pose. 3 more breaths. 2 more. 1 more breath. Let's prepare for back bend. Put your hands where your elbows were and press up into a back bend. And you're looking up, arching up, bringing your shoulder blades down your back for 3, for 2, for 1. Tuck the back toes under and bring the leg back. Let's sit back into child pose stretch. Separate your knees wide enough to accommodate your chest and lower your hips down in the direction of your heels. You can rest your forehead on your hands like I'm demonstrating. If you have more shoulder flexibility, you can have your arms straight and rest your forehead on the floor. Take another breath, and then slowly come up to sit. So let's start at our feet, work our way all the way up the legs to the hips, and make sure that everything is loose and mobile. So go ahead, if you were wearing shoes, definitely take them off, and your socks. You're going to separate every toe with your fingers, going all the way to the base of the toes. And then you're going to circle around your foot, going around and around. And go the other way. I can hear some snack, crapple and pops when I'm doing my own ankle mobility. Good. 3, 2, and 1. And then flex and point the foot. Good. 3, 2, 1. This is helpful also if you've just started a walking program or if you've been walking like crazy and you want to avoid getting plantar fasciitis, which is the irritation in the bottom of the feet. You want to keep your feet and calves flexible and mobile, stretching them regularly. Even good if you just upped your mileage in a running program. And release. Let's do the other side. Bring the other leg in, separate your toes. And then let's go for a circle around and around. And the other way. And then flex and point. Flexing and pointing. 3, 2, and 1. Take the legs out in front and shake them out. Good. Point your feet and flex. Point and flex. One more, point and flex. Fantastic. Let's bring the legs in, soles of the feet touching. Bring your hands to your ankles, sit up tall, and then slowly forward fold, taking your belly button towards your heels. You're elongating through the back and you're getting a big hip stretch. Let's breathe. For 3, 2, one more breath. And then slowly come up. Good. Take your legs long. We're going to take the right leg in. Let's give it a nice hug. Sit up tall. We're going to go for a twist. So you're going to grab the outside of your right leg, take your right hand back behind you, take an inhale tall, and then exhale, twist to the right. Gaze behind your body. Rotate your ribs around, your shoulders around, and your gaze. For 3, 2, one more breath, and then slowly come out and give me a little counter twist going the other way. Nice. Let's take the other leg in. Sit up nice and tall, grab the outside of your leg, and then rotate, taking your body around, ribs around, shoulders around, breathing. 3, 2, one more breath. Elongate to come out. Give me a little counter twist. Good. And then come back. Excellent. Let's do a forward fold. This is where your towel can come in handy. So you can take a hold of your towel or your stretching strap if you have one, and you can lasso the bottom of your feet. The towel can give you a longer pair of arms. You're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, pull on the towel and come forward into a forward fold stretch. Press your thigh bones strongly into the ground and breathe. Three more breaths. 2 more. One more breath. And slowly come up. Lasso just your right foot. So I've just freed my left leg. I'm going to bend my left foot, put my foot flat on the ground, and roll back with control. Use your abdominals as you come onto your back. So now I've got my left leg bent and my right leg lassoed with my towel. And I'm going to work on stretching the back of my leg. Let's bend it and let's straighten it a few times. And then hold the leg straight. You want to point your toes towards your nose. Can you send your heel to the ceiling more strongly than your toes towards your nose? So you're really flexing at the ankle. Take another breath. And I'm interested more in how much you can straighten the leg rather than how close you can bring the leg towards your face. Can you really get that knee straight? Let's transfer the ends of our towel into our right hand. Relax your left arm long on the floor. And then slowly, slowly take the leg out to the side into a half split. Keep your left hip down on the ground. Don't let your left hip ride up. And you're going to breathe here. For 4. Straighten your leg. 3. 2. And 1. And then you're gonna slowly come up, transfer the towel into your left hand, your right arm goes long, and then you're gonna take it across the body for 4, 3. This is great for runners who get that irritated IT band at the side of the leg. This is an awesome stretch for the TFL, the muscle that controls that piece of connective tissue. And 1, and then slowly come up. We're gonna do that whole flow with the other leg. So transfer to the other foot, and let's start with the leg straight, and breathe. I'm pushing down into the floor gently with my right foot. That's the foot of the bent leg, to help keep my pelvis nice and centered and level. 3, squeeze your thigh, straighten the leg. 2, and 1. And now I'm transferring everything into my left hand, and I'm going to take my leg out to the side for an inner thigh stretch. Breathing. Keeping my right hip down on the floor. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to bring my leg up to center. I'm going to hold on with my right hand, let my left arm relax. Let's get that IT. So we're going to take it across center, and we're going to feel the stretch on the whole outside edge of my left leg. Breathing. 4, 3, breathe. 2, breathe. 1, and then bring it up to center. Excellent. One final full body stretch. Open your legs out like a diamond, soles of the feet together. Take the arms up past the head, reach long, and feel a full body stretch. You may want to clasp opposite forearms or elbows, or you may simply want to reach long with your arms and get a big stretch. Do 3 deep breaths into your belly. Breathe in and out. 2 more, breathe in and out. 1 more big breath into your belly. Breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job. You're going to bring your knees in, give yourself a hug, rock a little side to side, massaging out your back, and you're going to roll onto one side, press into the ground to come up. And that's your 20-minute stretch. Thank you.